Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, Annalena Baerbock runs away from a Russian journalist because she, as a top diplomat, that means diplomacy, that's her job, to talk with people. But nevertheless, she just runs away from a Russian journalist, who just wants to interview her on the lawn of the United Nations, on the property of the United Nations. And I'm going to play a video for you. Now, there's no secret here that my love for Annalena Baerbock was never there. Why? Because she, as the top German foreign minister, diplomat, she doesn't check the boxes as an intelligent person, knowledgeable person, ballsy person, tactful person. She has nothing of this. For me, as I said many times before, and it's not because I don't like her, because I don't like her. No, her statements, since I saw her the first time and I read statements regarding the Ukraine war, regarding the Russians and all that, and not only the bar of her level, like, intelligence, knowledge, being tactful, ballsy, a diplomat, dropped to the level of barely, as I said, infantile at best. Based on her statements, not on me not liking her. All right, so what happened? She was supposed to, she was at the United Nations, and this guy from a Russian state media company located in New York bureau, he approaches her to ask her for a comment, and she just runs away, leaves. She's not going to give the comment. Why? And you're going to see the justification. Now, these journalists, the Russian journalists' credentials are downgraded by his credentials are downgraded by the United Nations, claiming he violated some media rules, but he did not, because they never mentioned it. Maria Zakharova intervenes and she asks those guys what exactly what rule, what exactly policy he violated, and they could not utter it. Therefore, they restored his credentials. Now, if you are punished and then immediately restored your credentials, in this case, that means you admit you made a mistake. That means he was right to ask that, and they were wrong into downgrading his credentials. Now, accreditations. This is the word, accreditations. Let's watch. I'm going to have this video with Annalena Baerbock, just moving away from this guy. Here, this is from Russia Today. Russian journalist punished for approaching German foreign minister. 5th of October 2024, Valentin Bogdanov, the head of state broadcaster VGTRK's New York bureau, was later restored to his previous status. There he is. This is the German guy who pushed him away. He's going to push him back. And here is Annalena Baerbock. The head of Russian state VGTRK broadcaster's New York bureau, Valentin Bogdanov, had his accreditation to United Nations downgraded for attempting to request a comment from German Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock. The incident happened on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly in September, according to the journalist himself. His status was later restored following a complaint from the Russian Foreign Ministry. The complaint was obviously, I heard Maria Zakharova. Now, that's a diplomat. When Mr. Lavrov is going to, unfortunately, one day, I have faith in Maria Zakharova. She's smart, knowledgeable, feisty, maybe sometimes too feisty, too ballsy, and very tactful. And pretty. I'm not saying Annalena Baerbock is not pretty, but why? When you have a conversation, when you're a diplomat, you have to be smooth. You have to make yourself use whatever weapons. I'm not talking about those kinds of weapons. In order to negotiate, to get a deal done. Annalena Baerbock, don't open your mouth unless you get something coming in. I'm talking about food. All right. You can consider that food is going to be warm. So anyway, let's go. According to the ministry, Bogdanov sought a comment from Baerbock on the prospects of peace talks between Moscow and Kiev, at which point he was literally pushed away. A video published by the broadcaster shows the Russian journalist trying to ask his question before being almost immediately intercepted by a member of the German delegation, who shoves him aside. On Wednesday, VGTRK also said the United Nations had downgraded this guy's accreditation of the incident, accusing him of violating rules for the media. The UN did not name any specific regulations that the reporter had supposedly breached, according to the broadcaster. Now, do this whenever you're accused of something, or you're named or accused of something. Like, hey, you, I know, you're a bad person, or you're an anti-this, or you were disrespectful. Always ask. Even in the case of disrespectful, it's a subjective thing. I can find anybody disrespectful if I want. That depends on my ego. So that's always subjective. But ask for the specific. What exactly did I say or done? You tell me. What did I do? And exactly. And you're going to find out most of the accusations, in my case, when people said these kind of things, just flown away. We're gone. We're gone. They turn your back. I'm not going to talk to you anymore. Why? Because they knew that the accusations were based on flimsy, events. Like, hey, your joke was a little uncomfortable. What joke exactly? What was exactly uncomfortable for you in my joke? Say it. And they're going to say, but some joke, someone said your joke. What joke? Tell me about it. Let's discuss it. Allow me to defend myself. I can't defend myself, even though you should be only offensive on this case. I can't defend myself if you don't give me the exact scenario. What exact scenario? Incident, what exactly I did. You can't just say, you're bad, we're going to sanction you. Yeah, you violated rules of the media. What exact rules? Like a cop stops you. Hey, you violated, what exactly? You give me the code. You give me the law. You give me that. Give me the name. What exactly I do? Oh, you are in trespassing. Okay, well, according to what, where, you can ask these questions. They will only get you in trouble, but at least you have your time. All right, so let's see what's further, and I'm going to play this video. Bogdanov told Russia today he was told he should have requested additional consent from Baerbock. Do you think that Baerbock would have spoken with these guys? No, because Baerbock would not agree to be asked questions, because she knows she's a baboon. She knows. So she knows that if these guys are going to ask her real questions that she's not asked by the Western free media, she will be exposed as a baboon. And she's going to be like, oh, you bad. No, you bad. That's all she's going to say. And they are good. And obviously those guys are the perfect ones. Let's move on. So, to get an interview. So he didn't request. It was not an interview, I'm quoting. It was a request for a comment made in a specially designated zone where various state officials talked to the media, he added. All right, so let's see what these guys are reporting.
Fair, that's how the New York bureau chief of Russian VGTRK media company described the animosity towards Russian reporters at the UN headquarters. Valentin Bogdanov was blocked and pulled away by a German delegation member when he tried to get a comment from Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock. Following the incident, the Russian journalist's UN accreditation was downgraded without explanation. We spoke...
So that's what it is. You see that over there is the media. She's gonna have some questions, or maybe she's just gonna have some statements. She's good at stupid statements, not answering questions. So maybe Bogdanov was afraid that once he's gonna be over there, these guys are not. She's not gonna call on him to, hey, you ask your question. Where are you from? Russia? I'm gonna ignore you. So he tried his best to do that right there. Well, this is the level of the German Foreign Ministry's intelligence, and not intelligence, diplomacy. She runs away from questions. And that thing when this guy says, we don't negotiate with terrorists. Don't talk, don't negotiate, don't talk. All right? And then see where that's going to get you. A lot of misunderstandings, obviously. So this Annalena Baerbock is a disgrace for the German nation. I don't know about the German nation currently, to be honest with you, after so many decades of indoctrination and self-pity and self-hatred instilled in them by their guys in charge of their elected officials and the mass media and all that. These guys are under occupation. Not for what? For 80 years almost, right? For 80 years, these guys have been indoctrinated to hate themselves for no reason and to feel guilt. No? Have you done anything? You personally? No. You're not responsible for what Gigi did. Unless it's collective punishment. And the collective punishment is very much accepted in in the law of the ones that rule over you. Got the hint? Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.